affiliated news agency Amaq has also come out to say that the two shooters were supporters of the caliphate, but stopped short of claiming responsibility for the attack. Now, Farouk abruptly stopped going to his mosque 3 weeks ago following years of attending almost every day. Farouk recently got into an argument over Islam with a Messianic Jewish co-worker who was murdered in the attacks. The disagreement, and again, if you were to write this stuff, you would be accused of comedy, black comedy too much on the nose. The disagreement was over whether Islam was a peaceful religion. Now, the Jewish guy was like, I don't really think it's that peaceful a religion. And Farouk was like, listen, I'd like to continue this conversation, but I just left something in the car. I'll be right back to prove to you that Islam is all about the peace. Unbelievable. So the fact is, in a relatively small place, there were a lot of weapons and bomb-making equipment. Now, how could nobody know, especially if there's a new kid that people want to come and visit and coo over and do all of that kind of stuff, and warn to stay away from the half-assembled landmines littering the place.
Alright, so this is going to be my breakfast. I've got 5½ sweet potatoes here. There was half of one because the other half was really bad, but I didn't want to waste the whole potato, so I just cut off the bad portion. I'm going to have a little bit of air in a bowl next to it. Now I'm going to put a little ketchup in there and have that. So, breakfast. I'm really looking forward to this instead of having just regular russet potatoes. I actually do like sweet potatoes better, so this will be sort of a treat for me. So I just finished my breakfast of 5½ sweet potatoes and a little bit of ketchup. And the thought now of eating russet potatoes sort of disgusts me. So, yeah, I think I finally did get kind of sick of them. Like, now just the thought of eating, and it might be because I'm full, but the thought of eating just regular potatoes, just, bleh. No thanks. Sweet potatoes all the way. I'm just on a bike ride right now, and there was a helicopter probably a half-mile back, 2 cop cars, and usually here in Florida, if there's a helicopter and a few cop cars on the ground, that usually, to my understanding, means that they're looking for somebody that's probably on foot, running away from the authorities, could have committed some sort of crime, and who knows. But that's why it's important to be ready. No matter what happens, have something to be able to defend yourself. So, you know, in the wake of these terrorist attacks and domestic terrorist attacks and all that stuff, you know, what better way to be ready than to be carrying? So, you know, I don't want to get into a lot of it because I think a lot of you guys are more liberal than not, but it's been shown that in so many of these mass shootings, and in so many of these mass shootings, the perpetrators, the shooters, end up going to places where they know guns are not allowed. So, you know, the movie theater in Aurora is one example. Because what happens if you go into a movie theater full of people that could be carrying guns? You are heavily outnumbered. So, for the longest time, you know, in Illinois, you couldn't conceal, you couldn't carry, but now you can. And I'm interested to see if crime goes down in Chicago and in other areas. I know this really has nothing to do with the potato island and all that, but it's just something I wanted to talk about. So yeah, if you can, in your state, know your gun laws, know your right to carry laws, and if you have open carry, you know, you don't necessarily have to open carry, but conceal carry if you can, so that you can potentially stop one of these attacks from taking place. or at least save yourself and your family in the event of a shooting or a mass shooting or any attack, really. Think about it. If there's a knife wielder, who's gonna win in a fight? A knife or a concealed carrier? You know, it's a no-brainer. Unless the person's like a ninja warrior or something. They have throwing stars and they're very accurate and stuff like that. You know, 99 times out of 100, that's not the case. So, yeah, it's just my 2 cents. All right, so right now I'm cooking 6 more sweet potatoes, which 5 of them completed the 3-pound bag. So what I did was 3 pounds is 48 ounces, and so that comes out to 1224, and then I just added the 1 sweet potato. I want this to try to be as close mathematically as possible to the actual calories and everything. So, you know, so as I was saying, I want it to be as close mathematically as possible. So, yeah, I will have eaten after these are done and I eat them. A whole 3-pound bag, and in addition 1 medium sweet potato. So, wow, only 1362. I could at least, in my mind, I could at least double that, but I probably won't. You know, I'll probably eat another 6, which will probably be, I don't know, another 600, 700 calories. I'm looking, you know, to probably try to stay under 2,500 calories today, if possible. So something I've noticed so far is that I have lost a little bit of weight. I've lost 2 or 3 pounds so far in this first five days. The other thing I've noticed really, and I think a lot of that is fat, because I've noticed my shirts are starting to fit better. Like, I don't know, you probably can't tell, but like this shirt is starting to fit me better than it has since, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And you know, I'm thinking maybe, because I'm lifting like bicep curls and stuff, I'm thinking a lot of the weight hasn't gone down, but a lot of like extra fat has probably turned to muscle, or like I'm just getting a little more muscular, you know what I mean? Shirts are starting to fit me better. It's a good feeling, it really is. So will I continue? Yes, of course. I'm going to finish out with my sweet potatoes, going 5 days sweet potatoes, and who knows after that. Like, I'm really, you know what I'm really craving right now is like a watermelon, or like, you know, some whole fruit. I really would like to eat a whole fruit. So I'm thinking day 11, I'm gonna go just get a watermelon and eat that. So it'll probably be next weekend. Yeah, next weekend I'll probably, my first meal outside of this will be a watermelon, or like a whole pineapple. Probably not a whole pineapple, because sometimes it burns my mouth and stuff like that. But some sort of large fruit meal for my first meal off of Potato Island. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sweet potatoes here that I'm gonna have, probably with a little ketchup. So yeah, the ones that I was telling you guys about before, that I already had added to Chronometer. So. Alright, so I'm having one of the 12 muffins that Roxana made. 10. It's banana, oat, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar.
Whole wheat.
Delicious. It tastes like what I remember muffins with all the bad stuff in it tasting like milk and eggs and all that.
No milk, no eggs.
No eggs. This is vegan. No milk, no eggs, no dairy. You know what I want with this is a cup of coffee. So like I said I was going to do, I had a cup of coffee, an extra cup, so this is my second one today. So I'm having another tomato. Not as good as last night's tomato, but it's still pretty good. Alright guys, here it is. I had a lot of sweet potatoes today. I had 6 plus 3 pounds, so I don't know what that is. Probably something like 13, 14. I'm not sure. Anyway, I mean, I could, if I went and looked at the video, I could see. But so that I had ketchup. I had 2 cups of coffee today, sugar in the coffee. I had 1 banana oat cupcake and 1 tomato. So the majority of my day has been sweet potatoes, the grand majority, and the great majority. 90% carbs, 4% fat, 6% protein. A little higher on the sodium again, 1800 today. But I've noticed something about sweet potatoes versus other normal russet potatoes, and that is calcium. There's a lot more. Well, that might be in the other stuff that I ate. I'm not sure. But it just looks like there's more of what I wasn't getting from the other potatoes. So what are my thoughts initially? Initially, right now, like, for me, I've enjoyed this day more than any of the past 5 days. I think that for me, it's so much easier for me to stomach sweet potatoes than russet potatoes, regular brown russet potatoes. Why? I don't know. Maybe the sweet flavor. We all kind of are looking for something sweet, and the mixture of the sweet with the kind of salty ketchup flavor is really good. What else was I going to say? I don't know. I think I'm enjoying it. I can't wait till tomorrow. Probably gonna go on for a night bike ride here. So right now my thing says about 2,800 calories burned. So that's about a 500 calorie deficit today. But I bet you before I go to sleep it's gonna be about a 500 more. So, oh, another thing I was gonna say is, compared to the regular russet potatoes, I do feel like I got fuller and more satisfied today on the food that I was eating than any other day. So I think I said that at the beginning, that I really, it's been more enjoyable. It's been more enjoyable. When I'm finishing my meal, I'm more satisfied. And today I didn't get any of the bloating or really bad gas that I was getting with the russet potatoes. Couldn't tell you why. That's just my experience. So I'm looking forward to day 7 tomorrow. Yeah, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. So that's about it. So yeah, when I'm editing the final video, I will put in how many calories my thing says right before I go to sleep, or at least an hour or two before I go to sleep. Calories I've burned. So thanks for watching. May your dates always be dank, and your bananas always. I always say it backwards. Bananas always be ripe, and may your dates always be dank. May your potatoes always be fat. Peace. So I rode my bike 9 miles, and my thing's saying that I expended 3,400 calories today, so good.